KCAA.
Welcome to I'm Mad as Hell with Lloyd Brock and Greg Simpson. Now, if you want to share your anger, this is the station, KCAA, every Saturday. If you're mad as hell at the government, politicians, IRS, your bank, a car dealer, or the court system, let us know. You may want to be one of our in-studio guests, or just call in and vent that anger. 1-888-909-1050 or 909-888-5222 locally. We may not be able to resolve your individual problems, but we will give you a forum to share your anger with our listeners. Now, here's Lloyd and Greg.
We ain't gonna take it!
Well, hey. Welcome to Mad as Hell. And I take it, as you see, there's an empty chair here, and Greg is over there. He's on top. He's Skyping in from Arizona. So welcome, Greg.
Am I on my head or am I straight up and down?
Well, you're there. I can see your head above mine. Okay. But that's about it.
Okay.
But just...
That's about it. Are you still mad as hell?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot
about
of...
what?
Well, as I say, all you have to do is read the news, and then you got things to be mad as hell about. But, today...
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, I guess you had car problems and you couldn't make it in today. That's right?
Yeah, big car problems.
Well, hopefully they'll be remedied by next week.
I'm here. I got you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm mad as hell about this. This one thing happened in Oakland this week. And it says on a cracked, narrow street in East Oakland, huddled among the mattresses and broken furniture and buckets of used motor oil, lay two German Shepherd puppies. The female pups were dirty, malnourished, and severely injured. One had a broken mouth, her lower jaw dangling, and the other had a missing foot. Now, somebody left them there, and some of them did this, and they're trying to investigate and find out who. But, I mean, anybody that does things like that, cruelty to animals and children, I mean, I can't stand it. That is the worst thing in the world.
I'm with you.
And that,
How can you not be mad?
If I found these guys, I'd break his jaw personally. That's for sure. I mean, to let an animal suffer like this, I mean, puppies, and they say it's not the first time. This is the second time. Yeah, and Animal Services said it had launched an investigation after a 4-month-old husky with a broken jaw and bloody paws was left abandoned at the same location just a week before. I mean, this is ridiculous. Somebody's doing this, and these are killers. They'll grow up to be killing human beings if they do things like this. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know how to stop them, but you've got to recognize.
Well, they say a lot of the serial killers.
Yeah.
A lot of the serial killers come from killing animals and maiming them and doing nasty things to them. So, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Now you're in heaven right now. You're right above me. If you're watching,
I'm in good shape.
If you're watching us on streaming video, that's what's happened. Anyway, that's one of the things happening here.
Trouble understanding me, or what?
What's that?
Are you having trouble understanding me, or am I?
No.
You, or...
Yeah,
okay, good.
I
don't want to make you mad as hell. We got enough stuff to be mad about.
No, but I mean, here in California, there's so many things that are. Just the other day, the Stockton City Council, Stockton, California, which at one point had. I think they had the most foreclosures in the country for one city at one point.
They're only about 40 miles from Frisco or from Sacramento?
Yeah, they're not very well there, and then San Francisco. A lot of people actually commute and they do the rail, every day, and they commute to these outlying communities. But Stockton was one of them. It was really, I think they went into bankruptcy too, but the Stockton City Council just came up with a brilliant idea. Fantastic idea.
Okay.
They're going to give people who are potential murderers $500 to $1,000 a month as a stipend, to get them on the right track.
Oh.
Isn't that wonderful?
Some genius.
Yeah, and they say
No,
that
it's
this,
not wonderful.
and they say they've done studies, and several communities have done this, and they seem to, I guess the results are still out. But I'm telling you, when you throw money at a problem, it just gets worse usually. But you give somebody $500 to $1,000 per month. This is going to go on for about a 6-month period to get these people straight so they won't kill anybody. I'll tell you, with that money, they're going to buy a better gun. And they're still going to kill people. Because what you got here...
Yeah, the only way they're going to do it...
$500 to $1,000, they said it's not taxpayer funds. So don't worry about it. It was a special fund that they have millions of dollars in, and they're going to try this for a while. Now, it's called welfare. Anytime you give people money and they don't work, that's welfare. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to better their lives? They say, hey, well, now I'm going to get a job. Why should I get a job when I'm getting $1,000 for doing nothing? And
that's right.
Hey, I can buy...
I'm
going to buy some ammunition. I'm going to buy a new gun.
I'll buy a bigger
it's
gun.
not going to stop people bent on killing somebody. And they think that it's going to turn their lives around. It's never happened. When people start doing that, they've done it with school systems. They did it in St. Louis by spending billions of dollars on building new schools and doing this and that, and it never improved the learning of these children one iota. So it's been a proven fact that you can't throw money at a problem and hope that it's going to go away. Now, how stupid can people be?
Well, this is ridiculous. This is one of the most asinine things I've ever heard of. Ever.
Well, I know. But people voted these in office. You should vote these same people out of office. If they were on our city council here,
they should.
They'd be gone. Or at least I'd try to fight to make sure they're gone. You don't know. Here in California, everything, is possible. You just...
Sure.
I mean, we've got an election coming up. A new governor is coming up, and I'll tell you, I think 27 people were running for governor, and we've got a few top candidates that aren't qualified as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
But I'm advising.
Well, there's a governor vacancy, right? This is for a vacant governor, right?
What's that?
Might as well be. A vacant governorcy, right?
Well, yeah. And
there's no governor in California right now, as far as I know.
No, Jerry Brown is a lame duck, and he's still, trying to impose this tax, this new gas tax on us, and new automobile licensing fees. And he says, we need them. We need to fix our highways. They're getting billions of dollars now, and they're not any better, the highways. And he said, well, because more people are driving. And every year more people are driving. These kids are getting their licenses, they're driving. And we need more money. Here again, throwing money at a problem is not going to solve it. And it hasn't so far. We still have terrible roads, the worst in the country. And it still exists, and they're not going to use
we do have some bad roads.
They won't use those funds to repair the roads. They're going to borrow the money to pay pension fund and do other things. Sure. It's just like Social Security, and we'll get into that too. But we got a break for a commercial, but we'll be right back.
Okay.
We all know that solar energy saves you money, but which company really has your best interest in mind? Some people buy solar and find out later the system installed ended up being undersized in the number of panels, or there are some other issues with the installation. Do you have solar questions? Then call Solar Energy Solutions, Yucaipa, 909-570-1197. Solar Energy Solutions gives you all the information you need to make a comfortable decision about your very important solar power purchase without pressuring you. For the best quality solar panels and the best installation, call Solar Energy Solutions now for your honest answers. They do care. Solar Energy Solutions, 909-570-1197. They're straight shooters serving the entire Inland Empire. Solar Energy Solutions, 909-570-1197.
Thanks for waiting. Lloyd and Greg are back.
Oh, yeah, and he said on that Solar Energy Solutions, they also serve people in Blythe. So you people out there in Blythe, California,
Oh, wow.
that's where you are, right across the river. You're in Ehrenberg, and that's across
I'm
the
right
river.
here.
Yeah, and he'll go out there and he'll put
I'm right
solar
here.
panels on your residence, no money down, and as I say, they guarantee and they'll match anybody's price. Plus, they'll give you a $500 bonus when you sign up. So you can't beat that.
If you've heard about this, me in town, ask me.
Yeah. Well, what do you have? What are you mad as hell
It's
about?
getting hot here.
Oh, you're mad as hell as the
Well, I was
heat?
thinking, why don't you? No, I'm not mad about anything except everything. So figure that out.
Well, you're getting old.
Anyway, who's a good candidate? We didn't get finished on this.
Candidates?
Governor stuff. Who's a good candidate? Who's a good candidate?
John
Boy?
Cox. I'd advise you to vote for John Cox. He's about to.
John Cox.
Yeah, the other two candidates.
Out
I
of
mean,
the 27, he's probably the best.
well, look at this, Gavin Newsom, and people may have forgotten about this, but this is the truth.
Okay.
That back in 2007, his political consultant, actually his campaign manager at the time, he quit because Newsom was having an affair with his wife. Newsom was going through a divorce, and he'd been having an affair with one of his best friend's wives. And that guy was chief of staff originally, and then he became his campaign manager. And then finally, the wife confessed to her husband that she was having an affair with Gavin Newsom, and she'd been doing this for some time. Now, this probably while he was still married to this other woman. And so this is the type of candidate you've got up there, but a lot of people forgot about that. Happened in 2007, and he's the leading candidate right now for our governor. But it was a proven fact that Newsom, as a mayor of San Francisco, only worked 1 day a week. And the rest of the time he took off, and if there was a problem, he left town. So, that's the kind of governor you're going to get, and he's a rubber stamp of Jerry Brown's policies. So, we don't want him. I mean, if you're stupid enough to vote for him, then go ahead and do it. I'm just saying that if you've got...
then you give
give me a reason to do it. And
more taxes, more...
Also, in that number 3 slot is Villaraigosa, the former mayor of L.A.,
Oh, yeah.
who also had an affair
Yeah,
in 2007 with a
Yes, he did.
Telemundo newswoman, and he was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
So here you got two womenizers.
They fired her, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't know if he's still with her or not. They probably dumped him. These guys are philanderers.
Yeah,
but
of course.
regardless of what it was,
Yep.
it's just kind of ridiculous. So you got two, and they did it in the same years. And they're the front runners along with John Cox. John Cox doesn't have anything like that in his background, as far as we know. So
He's pretty clean.
But guys, think twice. Look at these backgrounds. A lot of people, have a very shallow memory. They say, "Hey, I didn't realize it was that long ago." It was 11 years, but I mean, so what? When you're counting.
That's a long time.
And they say, "Oh, well, some of our best politicians were womanizer. Look at John Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe, and Mr. Clinton."
Yeah, all of those.
Just so.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a call. Hey, welcome to I'm Mad as Hell. What are you mad as hell about? Who am I talking to?
Oh, Lloyd, this is Sandy from the Redland Strip, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I was supposed to be there in person, but I'm so popular, everybody wants a piece of my action, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay. What are you mad as... Sandy,
Yeah.
what are you mad as hell about?
Oh, you know, Lloyd, we talked about it, but we better tell how many people you got out there. I'll probably get stage struck here in a minute, but no. Listen, I've told you, and thank God you told me.
Oh, about the veterans thing. You're
Yes, you're the one that led me in the right direction because remember I was ready to give up. They dropped my health care, 4 years in the Coast Guard, and now I'm not. I make too much money. It's $32,000 a year. I don't qualify. You know,
I can't believe that. They promised it to us when we were in the service. They said, "Hey, you've got lifetime medical." That's what they said.
Exactly right. During the Vietnam War, they tell you anything to get you to enlist.
Well, I told you you have a hearing problem because of those firing.
Yeah, the 40 millimeter.
Yeah, 40
millimeter going off right next to my head. Yeah.
I told you go
and
then
first
to
go
the
ahead.
county.
I don't mean to take action here, but you go ahead. You got a question?
No, my partner here, his son's in the Coast Guard.
Oh, that's right. He's an officer.
Yeah,
Did
Greg.
you say? Oh my God, I'd like to meet him one day. Yeah, I can tell him what's going on. But he's an officer. He'll get it for life because he's an officer, and because I didn't get a hole in me somewhere or disabled, I don't qualify, anymore.
Hey, and they just
4
got
years.
they got a new head of command at the the Coast Guards too.
Commander.
Yeah,
they do.
I just saw President Trump the other day appointed him yesterday, so he got an admiral that's in charge of the Coast Guard's action
I don't
now.
have any beef with the Coast Guard. It's the federal government because they dropped me. And Lloyd, I have investments. Some years I make more than others. S&P 500, the Trader Vic Fund, and so next year, say I make less than 30. I got to refile again.
Santi, if you were disabled, you wouldn't have that problem.
And thanks to you, I am disabled. I didn't know it. If I get 10% disability like you, they can't drop me. So I'm going to put a claim in like you told me.
We won't talk about your mental condition either. But
my mental condition we won't get into because you're going to know what it's like when you get done with this call. If you want to hang up anytime, go right ahead, Lloyd. Okay. Most people do, yes.
No.
But I was going to try to be there in person, but I had to do some stuff this morning. Sorry I couldn't make it.
Well, you can come down anytime. You know where we're at, and I'll tell you, I'd advise people, if you cannot get a resolution, you go to the county veterans. In your county, every county has a veterans office, and you go there.
He told me come down.
Bring your WD DD 214.
DD 214. First come, first served. Real nice guy. We'll file a claim. It'll probably take 15 years to go through the system, but
no, they won't. No. It took me only 3 months, and I was
3 months is only. Oh, good.
90 days, and I was home free.
And I'll be out of medication by then, and I'll probably be in the hospital with with some kind of thing hooked up to me. And but anyhow,
don't be negative.
Lloyd,
this is not a. You're on a negative show, aren't you? I'm mad as hell. So,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so negative.
You can afford to do
what else you want to talk about?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I want to tell people though, if you are mad as hell about anything, just give us a call. The local number here is 909 792 5222.
Exactly.
Long distance.
Mm-hmm.
It's 888. You can do the rest.
909
888-909-1050, right?
1050. That's right, if you're long distance.
Yeah.
And we've got, I have several people that were going to call in and said they had, one was scammed. And I'll tell you about that scam if they don't call in, but they were supposed to call in today and tell me about that scam. But
what's that about?
Oh.
Well, anyhow, you can go over it later, whatever. But
there's all kinds of,
Yeah, I'm going to listen to your show from now on.
Yeah, well, good.
Good.
Yeah, and
come in and see us, too.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to leave a message and tell you I wasn't coming in, and then I saw this call-in number. I said, I could be there and still be at home at the same time and have a beer while I'm talking to you. No,
but we couldn't see your face.
I know.
Yeah, that's
on the
problem.
radio.
Can't see who you are.
On the radio, they got so much stuff I don't know about. I'm from the old school like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should talk about the zoot suits on the front page of the Sun today. They were in '43. They banned them. The military, the zoot suits. Remember? I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, yeah.
43. Yeah.
I'll
the
be darned.
military, they wouldn't let them wear them,
What'd they
and they
ban?
were rioting because they wore zoot suits. Oh my! How we've changed in 60 years. Isn't that something?
Oh,
we'll
my
talk
God.
about that next time.
Changed.
And I'll
Okay.
wear my zoot suit down there.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
All right,
that.
Lloyd, I won't take any more of your time.
Right.
Thank you for listening, everybody out there, and tell your kids not to go to school, go to college, graduate, go in the service, pay your taxes, and you get nothing at the end. Anyhow, take care, people. I'm mad as hell,
Take care,
but I'm not
Sandy.
usually mad as hell. I'm a happy person usually. Take care, Lloyd. Bye-bye.
All right, Sandy. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
calling
guys.
in.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Sandy. Take care.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
That was a
that's
nice
he has a problem there, and a lot of people, vets do, and they don't get. They had that
Yeah.
problem with the Agent Orange for the longest time. That there's
Oh, yeah.
people still have problems with that, and I have a friend that
Yep.
was in the CIA, and he was in Vietnam, and he was exposed to Agent Orange and had
Uh-huh.
a lot of problems right now. And then he went to the VA,
Yeah, that's my.
and then they said, "You were never in Vietnam." He said, "What do you mean? I got a commendation from Washington for this." So, I mean, if you were in the CIA and they didn't want you to be there, I told him to take the commendation back
There, right?
and prove that you were there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. For
but
sure.
there's situations that every time you can get these things resolved if you go to the right party. So try to do that.
Of course.
And what else?
Right. You're one of the right parties. You've been in the government for years and years and done about everything there
Well-
is to do. You haven't burned any bridges. You got everybody loves you and thinks you're one of them wonderful people, which
Oh,
you
no.
are. And they can come to you and get a lot of information, Lloyd.
Oh, yeah, well.
Mind the mind that has the gold, and you're it.
Well, thank you.
That's enough. I'm not going to do any more.
Okay, no more.
Anyway, I'm mad as hell about this. Our government, they won't put people that should be in jail in jail. And we know women, men, and otherwise. We know a lot of them that should be in jail that were in high office. But what I'm mad as hell about is we have a law that forbids Islamic people coming into the U.S. They're not allowed. The law is the 1952 McCarran-Walters Act.
Oh, yeah, I
It was
heard about
enacted
that
by
one.
Senator
Yeah.
Pat McCarran and Representative Francis Walter. And what it says is that Chapter 2, Section 212.18, the prohibition of the entry to the USA of the alien if the alien belongs to an organization seeking to overthrow the government of the United States by force, violence, or other unconstitutional means. Any immigration without assimilation is a invasion by enemy forces.
Oh, yeah,
Then he
well,
says here, he says,
then half of the
that's pretty strong,
population.
isn't it? Then he says from immigration, tells the 1952 McCarran-Walters Act, and he talks about Sharia law and compatible walk. They can't agree to our Constitution. They can't agree to our laws. And
Yeah.
for those reasons alone, they're not welcome
Yeah.
to the U.S.
Hey, Greg, we got another call.
Okay. Good.
Welcome to I'm Mad
A
as Hell. Who am I talking to?
Hi. My name is Allie.
Oh, hi, Allie.
Hi. I'm just by chance turned this on, and I've been listening all the way on my drive. And you know something? Yes, I'm mad at hell too. The government with all these programs to help, when you're struggling and you're single, and I'm trying to pay rent, and I apply to everything that's possible, and it's always, we've just rent out, or you don't qualify. Yeah, I'm mad as hell because yesterday I got an eviction, and now I'm like, what do I do? There really isn't any help, and I'm just so pissed off because the lottery keeps week after week,
Yeah.
billions of dollars. And how does this happen? How does this week and our schools are closing?
Well,
yes, I'm mad as hell.
People are leaving California for this very same reason. I'll tell you.
Myself included.
Yeah, my partner left there, and he's in Arizona. But, I mean, they're leaving in droves. And they're going to Las Vegas. They're going to Tucson.
I'm going to Oklahoma, although it might be a little bit harder. But you know something? I think I'll weather better there and see much more help because
well,
it
it's
doesn't
cheaper.
make any sense.
Yeah, it's much cheaper.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. All the wages, they don't change, but everything that we have is going up so quickly. You know,
Well,
and
even-
it's set just for failure.
Yeah. Even I was looking at the rentals, and people are complaining all the time about these rentals. And they said a one-bedroom is costing them $1,200 a month now in San Bernardino. I said, that's unbelievable.
Yes,
And I
it
said,
is.
you know,
It is.
and the same thing in Orange County, where it costs them $2,500 for a one-bedroom. And that's why you had so many homeless people that are actually working but living in tents.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm in Anaheim, and I'm an advocate for the homeless, you know, considering my situation, but I'm still an advocate. And it's so simple to me. It's a community involvement type program needs to be.
I'd stay where I'm
People have
at.
lost
Let them do.
Well, people have lost the faith to what we used to be, which is, you know,
Hey,
we would help.
can
But
you-
that's not even an issue. They don't do that anymore.
Can you
You've
hold for?
lost it.
Can you hold for
Oh,
just
yeah.
one minute while we have a station break, and I'll get back to
Yes.
you. Just hang
Okay,
on
thank
there.
you. All right.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Yeah, we're back.
Yes, I'm here.
We're back.
I had,
I'm
you know,
making my day.
It surprises me that I found out that, you know, some friend of mine works for the county, and they said these people that get out of jail can go directly from jail to the county, get food stamps, and get accommodations. That they'll
Yes.
pay their rent for X number of months while they get
Yes.
back on their feet. But I said, what
Yes.
happens to the person that's working for minimum wage and can't make it, just like
And
yourself?
they're pushed to the back of the line. And I don't oppose helping if you want to do something. But there's so many people that are lying and making their way up to the front of the line, and then you have someone, and I say myself, that's struggling and really trying to make it, and I'm told no, or I just ran out. And I don't understand. But they say, people are saying, oh, we're broke. No. No, the state is not broke. We're broke, but not the state.
No, the state
They haven't had any financial problems.
last month, Jerry Brown found $9 billion in tax revenues that he forgot was there, and he said he's going to use portion of that for the homeless, and the rest,
What
who
portion?
knows? But you never see evidence of that.
No, because I'm telling you, I'm out here and I watch. This is what they do. They push them away from the area because it's an eyesore. They push them, and all it is like a circle track because eventually they're coming back. So they migrate to different areas. And then, you know, there's no solution. Who wants to, if you're homeless, who wants to break down everything they probably ground's been sacrificed for to go into a hotel for 30 days and then there's no other option?
Well,
Now they have to start over.
The only
You know,
option
that
for
makes no sense.
the only option for people like you is you go in with somebody else to rent something that you can afford, and a lot of times there's three people living in a 2-bedroom, or you know sometimes 4, and sleeping on the couch and on the floor and everywhere else because they can't afford anything better.
And see, that doesn't make any sense. Why does the cost of living increase when the wages stay the same? Minimum wage is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They work harder, and they do, you know, they're trying to make ends meet. And then you have people in Senate that are doing what? Arguing,
It's
walking out, and getting paid ridiculous salaries. For what? It's not a fair situation.
It's our politicians, believe me. And
They don't need to be paid that amount.
State of
money
California
just
is
to
the
wait.
worst, and people are leaving $100,000 a year. They're
Wow.
leaving and going to other states. They just cannot afford it. Some companies are leaving because they can't afford to do business here.
I see that happening.
It's not
You know,
business
and I
friendly.
think, well, I think people aren't really paying attention. We're going in a direction that is ridiculous, that people aren't really paying attention to. And it's designed to make you not pay attention. If you start watching what's happening, you're moving straight to internet. Any and everything you're going to do is going to be online. People don't really watch television anymore. You know, you have all of these things that are happening, and I think people aren't really paying attention. What are we gearing up for?
I wish you all the luck in the world going to Oklahoma. Believe me.
Well, you know what? I need it. You know, with prayers and everything else, I'm going to be okay. But it's just very disappointing to me that where I live and love and spend all my life, it doesn't have any opportunity for me.
Yeah.
It just bothers me.
It's unfortunate, but good luck on your travels. And
Well, I do thank you for taking my call.
To you,
yes, thank you. Everybody out there, don't forget the people that do without. Be kind and be amazing today. Thank you so much.
God bless.
God bless you, too.
Thank you for calling. God bless you, man.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's one of the situations people find themselves in.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, you could, over there, what are the prices of land and places where you live? It's very reasonable still, right?
It's probably 50% of what you pay out there, maybe less on some things, and not more for sure.
Well, yeah, they've got places
a lot of the
available.
cost of living is less here.
Oh yeah,
but they don't pay well here either. The pay is stinks.
Well, your gas prices are a lot lower.
And some of the other
cost of living, registration for your vehicle. What do they want it for over here, and then what they want in Arizona?
That's great. Registration for your vehicle, you get 3 years for the price of a half a year there.
Well, Governor Brown just came out.
It's great.
Governor Brown is afraid this tax revenues are going to dwindle because the gas tax, they've got enough people to squash it right now. It'll go on a November ballot to people to say, hey, no, I don't want this gas tax, because we know it's not going to be used to fix the roads. And part of this proposal is your registration fees are going up also. And he says, without this, you're going to destroy the entire system here. It's going to fall apart. Well, it is already, and it's your fault, Jerry Brown.
It's already apart.
Yeah. What else is new?
Yeah, it's going to. If it continues like this, they're going to take these. Go ahead. I couldn't hear you.
No, there's.
Go ahead.
There's a big scam going on over here that people are recruiting addicts, drug addicts, so they go to their, there's rehab centers, and that's a rehab Riviera, they call it. They come from all over, and they've got these recruits that'll go out, they'll go to the homeless communities and try to find out who's on drugs and say, hey, if I got a plan for you, you go over here and you can get rehabbed, and they'll treat you, you can have a swimming pool, you can do this, and the government's going to pay for it. And what they do is they recruit these people, and the insurance pays for it, and a lot of these brokers will pay them anywhere from $500 to $5,000 per person, because they're going to make $5,000 a month, and it's quite a racket, and they don't get any better. They can go in there for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it takes, and they come back out, they're still addicts. And they just, it's being done all over, and it's costing billions of dollars. And the government's trying to put a kibosh to that whole thing. The U.S. House Committee is investigating this ugly underbelly of the addiction rehab in America. And that's a shame. I know that it's going on here.
A lot of people are going to be forced into that.
Yeah. But that's one of the scams.
Yeah. A lot of people are going to be forced into being treated because they're going to have their meds taken away from them. The government wants to take all the opiates away from people, and there's a lot of people that need those drugs. So it's a pretty sad situation right now.
Yeah, but there's programs that'll give them to them for free. And you look at the
Yeah, well,
look at Stockton is going to give $500 to $1,000 to each one of these people. That could
Right.
buy a lot of drugs, you
Yeah.
know, in a month's time.
yeah, well, that's
They get it
probably
every
true.
single
And leaving
month.
the borders open brings a lot of drugs across.
So
But you know that there's something got to give here. It just you know, like they said, they're scamming the scams. They're scamming the programs that have been scam-proof previously. You know.
Well, I didn't hear
So,
from
who knows?
I didn't hear from that gal I talked to that owns a business here in town that was scammed
No.
last week by somebody that
Well, she
claimed
might
that they
call.
were Southern California Edison was going to cut off her power to her business
Oh no.
unless they paid within hours. So she had to get money together, and she said almost $1,000. And it was this private company,
Goodness.
but they sounded legitimate and everything else. And she went ahead and sent them the money. Come to find out, it wasn't having anything to do with Southern California Edison. So I just want to
It was
warn
a
people:
scam all along.
you gotta call the source. If somebody calls you and
Sure,
say, "Hey,
sure.
we're going to do this. We're going to cut off your water. We're going to cut off your power," call the Southern California Edison or the gas company or whomever, the city, and find out if it's true. Because there's so many scam artists out
Yeah,
there,
absolutely.
just like the IRS scam. People call you and say you owe X amount of dollars or you're going to go to jail. Forget it. They don't do that. They'll send
Yeah.
you a letter. They will not contact you by phone. And the same thing with the Southern
Yes.
California Edison people and most legitimate companies. I get in my email every day, I get a scam of some sort. Bank of America, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo. They say my account is locked. I've got to go online and unlock it. That's a scam. For one thing, I don't
Sure it is.
have an account at B of A, and I don't have one at Wells Fargo. So, you know, but if you do have an
There
account,
you
they're
go.
just sending it to thousands of people, knowing full well that these are the major banks. And if you want to open your account or you have questions about it, call your bank. Do not open that account
Yep.
because they're going to drain your bank
Absolutely.
account to where there's nothing left. So, you know,
Yeah, go ahead.
don't be foolish.
Yeah, don't be foolish. Our government, you know, has a scam that was started with this former president. He wanted to collect some of the old debts, the bad debts, and you know they got 4 years to collect a debt that's never been collected on, and one that's you have a judgment on. You can go about 10 years and collect.
Yeah.
But these were 20 and 30-year-old debts, and they'd go to these old people that, you know, get frightened anyway, and they would use fear tactics. And they collected millions and millions of dollars, just like a scam. Might as
Oh,
well
yeah,
be a
but there's
scam.
another scam that was similar to that said that the government
Uh-huh.
owed you money and that you know, all you
Okay.
have to do is call this. And then they say, all right, we need your bank account number so we can put this money in your bank account. Don't ever fall for one like that either. But
No, that shouldn't sound very good.
Double
Or
check.
fall for the fact if you got a 30-year-old bill, you don't owe it.
put it in your junk mail
Right.
and delete it or turn it in.
That's right. They had their chance.
Well,
That's the way we're supposed to work, you know.
Well, people are
Laws
selling
and order, you know.
on Craigslist. They're selling cars that they don't
You
really
what?
own, and things like that, or that
Yeah,
are
I know.
totally shot. But you know,
Yeah.
there's scams going all over the place. They rent.
Sure.
In
It's
fact,
terrible.
what did we have last year? Somebody called us and said they rented this place, and for 2 months they put first and last months in a clean deposit. 2 months later, the real owners showed up and said, "What are you
Uh-huh.
doing in our house?" So I mean, you know, you got to
Yeah,
double
what
check
are you
and make
doing?
sure. Just-
And you said it all. You got to check it out. You got to check it all out, not just part of it.
That's true. We got a commercial coming up. So we'll break
Okay.
for a commercial. We'll be right back.
All right, great.
Dang it. I'm mad as hell.
At what?
These gall-darn solar companies keep calling me night and day, night and day.
Have you talked to any of them?
Yeah, I had 4 of them over, and, each one of them give me a different quote. How am I supposed to know which one is the best?
Sounds like you talked to the wrong solar company.
Well, how do I know which is the right solar company?
Well, evidently you haven't talked to Solar Energy Solutions.
Solar Energy? No, I ain't heard of them. How are they any different?
First, they do a complete energy analysis along with you and help you understand leasing versus owning, so you get the best return on your investment.
Oh, yeah? Well, that leasing and owning part was a little confusing. And, I was about ready to get out my shotgun.
Don't worry, these guys are straight shooters and will do you right. Give Solar Energy Solutions a call at 909-570-1197.
Okay, let me see. I got that right. I'm a little slow here. 909-570-1197.
Got that right.
Okay, I'll do her.
Thanks for waiting. Lloyd and Greg are back.
Oh, yeah, we got, I wanted to mention the fact that the solar panel, there's a mandate coming up in 2020 that says every new house built in California must have solar panels. 2020.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, if you get behind that, you might as well get it now. And Solar Energy Solutions is the one to call. So, at any
they're
rate,
the ones, they do things right.
Yep. You got to put them on those, and they put them on mobile homes too. There's yeah, you could do that.
That might be an incentive here too. I've got a mobile home.
Yeah, they could put it on the side of your property, in panels. A lot of papers,
Panels,
I had one situation where a guy said, it was going to cost him $200,000 to have it's a commercial property, $200,000 to have his roof, a new roof put on before he got the solar panels. But Solar Energy Solutions said, wait a minute, we can put it on racks outside. Doesn't have to be on the roof. We'll put them on racks. It'll do the same thing. So there's always a solution. Call these guys.
I think so too. I think there's a solution to all these problems. Like the crooks in Washington, they need to be paraded out in the street in Washington. Something bad done to them.
Yeah, that's right. What else you got that you're mad as hell about?
They did bad things. Well, I'm mad as hell about just so many things right now.
Animal
mainly
cruelty.
Immigration, animal cruelty, of course. I'm always mad about that.
Yeah.
That's something I don't like either. And children being hurt, children being injured, children being abused.
Oh,
I don't like that either.
One thing else, was just brought to our attention yesterday that the unemployment figures are the best they've been in 18 years. And, somebody was complaining about that. Miss Pelosi says, hey, wait a minute, those figures are wrong. No, they're not. That's the lowest unemployment we've had in 18 years. And then who else was taking credit for this? They said Obama came up yesterday and said, well, it's because all the things that I did that Trump is having this economy boost right now to where we really, it's the things that I did before. So he's taking credit for what Trump is doing. I got news for you. Trump is the one that got rid of all these regulations that you made possible that hampered progress in the economy. So, it had nothing to do with you.
He's always done that. He was the inventor of
but he can't stand not taking
everything.
He's got to take credit for it. That's the way it is.
And he never took credit for a bad thing.
Can you imagine
if on Bush for long?
Can you imagine if Hillary were president? It would be the same as Obama, and we wouldn't have this growth. We would have high unemployment. We wouldn't have the growth we have now. We'd have the same regulations, probably more, and same restrictions and everything else. And it's terrible.
And she probably hired Trump or Obama as the first lady. Hillary divorced Bill.
Well, she made
Obama.
She made a comment the other day. What was it? It was yesterday or the day before. Somebody said, "We're going to take you down, Hillary." Said, "If I go down, half of Washington will go down with me." So
of course.
So she's admitting that half of Washington was corrupt. So, that wasn't a very good statement, right?
Washington.
Half of Washington go down
but
with
at least
me.
we have a president right now who's moral, or not so moral, but he's American, and he loves his country. He's sure as heck not fighting to get us defeated.
Well, here
fighting
again,
to make us victorious.
Here
Yes,
again, Clinton had high marks, but you saw he was such a womanizer. And I mean, if he was even accused of rape and everything else, they're probably guilty of that.
Sure.
But I mean, they said he was a good president and that he had good marks, things that he accomplished. So, and so did,
I know my mom liked him for a long time, and even overlooked some of his womanizing corruption, because she said that in her lifetime, most of the presidents had a fling or two, and she named them and knew about them. So
had little picadillos, but
believe her.
So did Roosevelt. In fact, there was rumor that he died in the presence of his mistress. So, and they had to take her out, take him out of her house. But the corruption is there.
She didn't hit him in the head with a pitcher of wine or something, huh?
No, I just don't know.
Yeah.
But Truman was a good president. I liked him. Good old Truman. He said the buck stops here.
There were some good things to a lot of our presidents. I only know one president. I didn't like anything he did.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to name him, but I'm sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure. Yeah. We had.
Yeah.
I was reading the other day about the do's and don'ts of these foreign countries. It said, when is a tip a bribe, and vice versa. And you go to these different countries, and they say, mordida in Spanish is for bribe, and it's known in Mexican literally as a little bite. Of course.
Mordida, huh?
Mordida.
For bribe.
Jeito.
Mordida, I got it.
Jeito, commonly used in Brazil. Yeah. It says, do me a favor and I'll do you a favor. Can also mean influence in the sense of using influence to help. Does not usually involve an actual transfer of money. And dash.
Oh, okay.
Used in various parts of Africa. A small monetary gift that is expected when getting anything from a visa to an airplane seat. So give me a little dash.
Yeah.
And of course here you got to grease the palms, of anybody you want to. Yeah. And kumsha is Southeast Asia term for bribe. But it says right here that if you admire an Arab's possessions, don't admire him too much because he might give them to you. Say, hey, that Mercedes, I like
Mercedes?
that gold-plated Mercedes. I really like that car. Oh, here, you can have it. It said, do not profusely admire any Arab's possessions, or he may make a gift of them to you. Say, that's a beautiful wife you have there. Jeez.
That's why she's all dressed in a burqa. You can't even see her. Calling her beautiful is a gift.
Oh, now.
A good gift.
No. We're going to get some comments that you're racist. Now, be careful. That thing has gone a little bit too far. But we know what they did at Starbucks. They closed down all their shops this week for one day of orientation to make sure that there were no racist comments made to their customers, either on a receipt or anything else. There was one in, what was that, San Clemente? That was a couple of weeks ago, where this Hispanic went in there and he said that he got his cup back and it said Beaner right on there. But it also said it on the receipt. Now talk about a
And the
lawsuit.
receipt, too.
My God,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
terrible. But I mean, you know,
It is terrible.
Yeah. So they say, hey,
Bet.
we're going to close down all our shops to make sure that everything is politically correct. And anybody can use the restrooms now, even if they don't buy anything.
Yeah.
You know what that's going to do? All the homeless are going to
Oh, sure.
convene there
Come in and wash and
at
bathe and
Starbucks.
do what they do, you know.
and it's going to drive
Yeah.
their regular customers away. You know, you can
Sure.
see it right now. That's what's going to happen. But I mean, you can always be.
Well, of course.
But I know businesses here locally that they'll have a key, and you've got to ask for the key or a combination. One has a
Yeah.
receipt.
Exactly.
I think it was Wiener Schnitzel. Yeah, I was in there the other day,
Uh-huh.
and on the receipt it said, if you want to use the restroom, here's a combination. So,
Okay.
They have a lot of problems
So
with
after,
homeless people.
after you've eaten, then you
using-
can go to the bathroom, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to stop somebody. If I had a business, I wouldn't want people coming in there and using it as a washroom. And, you know,
No,
it's just
I'm
without
with you.
buying anything, I feel sorry for them. But still, I think that you got to draw a line
Got to
somewhere.
be limits. Give them a hose out in the side yard of the business with a bucket or something, you know.
Well, that brings up the whole deal of homelessness.
Sure.
There's no real
Yeah,
true
you know,
answer. I would like to
There
know
isn't.
what they're doing in Europe. You know, you don't read about it as much as you do about the homelessness here. We
Correct.
know that in Germany they house people in warehouses. Those Muslims that came in, you know, from other countries, and they came into Germany. They warehoused them, and they were feeding them and everything else,
Uh-huh.
and then teaching them not to rape.
Well,
They said, well, they need to be
Oh,
reschooled, because in our society we don't rape women. In theirs they did, so
That's
we've
right,
got
we don't.
we need retraining. They got
Yeah,
the wrong
well, they
idea.
do.
Totally. I mean, that's stupid.
and you
But
need
I don't know.
training and some medical stuff done.
Yeah, in France,
Gotta
I don't
stop
know what
that.
they're doing in France. I don't know what they're doing in England. My son went to England last year, and he said that you know, he didn't see that many homeless. So at places
Yeah.
that he went, so evidently they're out of the way, or they're housing them somewhere. So maybe they've
Oh,
got
yeah.
maybe Europe's got a solution. Who knows? But
I don't know.
they said about
I don't
49%
know.
of our homeless here are mentally ill and should be in institutions, and they won't stay
That's
in.
the problem.
They won't stay in any homeless shelter that you build because there's
Oh.
rules and regulations.
That's part of their homelessness and part of their mental illness. You know, they're not. They don't want to be told what to do, and they probably haven't been wanted to be told what to do since they were 2.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
and I
the,
talked to police.
Barrier there.
I've talked to the police about it, and they said, well, as long as they're not a harm to themselves or others, there's nothing we can do. Really,
Yeah,
and
but you know, most of them are harm to everybody. Maybe
Well-
give them $500 or $1,000 because they look like they might kill somebody.
yeah, we got to.
That's the most ridiculous, redundant thing I ever seen. You went?
Well, like in Ventura, remember where that homeless guy slit that guy's throat in the restaurant while he was holding his baby girl?
Kid?
I mean, you know, that
Yeah,
was
oh, yeah, I do
ridiculous.
remember.
And there they had a rule that you had to have 22 misdemeanors before they could bring you in. And I think they write citations more often than not and just let them stay where they're at. Anyway, we've got we're about to the end of the show, and I appreciate every call in. And then next week, maybe you can be here, Greg. You're going to come in, right?
I'm hoping.
Okay.
I
And until
am,
next
I am.
week,
I can.
try not to stay mad as hell,
To
but
be
it's
there sitting next to you.
very difficult not to.
It's hard to pick it up when I'm 170 miles away.
Oh, yeah. What's the temperature?
But 108 here today. It's going to be 111 tomorrow.
Oh,
We got 9 or 10 days of 110.
better you than me there.
That-
Okay.
Yeah, well, I
Till
know, I
next
hear
week.
you. Okay.
Till next week, we'll
right.
see you.
We'll talk to you later. Thanks for everything. Thanks for having me, guys. And I'm still mad as hell. let's see if we can't correct some of that and be a little happier next week.
Adios.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
On June 5th, the choice is clear. James Ramos for State Assembly. James Ramos is tackling